on 19th March, our Twitter and Wiz Khalifa, a day tweet be two abonting. Na enanopa ye pesi ni honkomo. He says you can't be a dope artist without a dope engineer. And I say you can't be a dope artist without a dope producer, without working with a dope producer. And see everyone say oh yeah artist. Safe na oba say wo dada. According to Wiz Khalifa's tweet, he's saying that if your producer or your engineer is not strong or is weak, your career will also be the same thing. We have also witnessed this in Ghana over some time, where if you are even releasing a song, a presenter or a DJ is likely to ask you this question: who produced the song? When the ball beats the man, Focus ABR, P2s, K-Word, Nasi, Hammer, the names, in fact, it goes on and on and on and on. Focus P2s, oh yes, I'll have P2s and boy, the one. Name will be asked one the ball business. Oh, Benengbens. Benengbens or whatever. Benengbens no what not an issue also that Benengbens there. Fakoma theaters and money here. That has also been in our system. That is why at the point the introduction of producers' ID or signatures were introduced. So when we listen to the song and we hear a crash, then we know this is coming from JQ. We hear Apietus in the mix, then we know highly spiritual, then we know it is on like that. As same with you as an artist manager, OGD. Maybe 1 or 2 points be I mean share that you need be brisa because me nim artists me so omo ya kese. Our producers be no be anymore. Omo beat back with the enyim be ba and a fire. But then according to Wiz Khalifa, he's saying that you can't be a dope artist without a dope engineer. Yeni unkomo Spider on our artist manager Khalifa. Yes, that's it. Mo produce anyone.
Shoto Blinks.
Enti everybody say
Shoto Blinks.
Shoto or your dope producer and engineer.
Dope producer, dope engineer.
Okay, to uncommon is
boss.
Let me know your position.
With Khalifa our trainer any opinion. What is it? If you are saying no, can say unim dey see it now. It is oh kase or kase you can be a dope artist
without
a dope producer. And no make say oba Ghana ha no ma tete. Me swanu me ti Apietus. Dia. Me go like who is Apietus? What I say? Apietus obolu ma monyum ni ade adani best money ade ni. What I say? Me bisa say why. And I feel so I was once a musician. Now you say raga. I was looking up to Samini. What I say? Na me ye koi ni ade. What I say? Ye call studio, ye call kill beat fee. Sakana kill beat. Na or committee 1. Studio ni friend I3. Ye call ni fee ko friend no. Say kill beat, ye say ye beat to ye hu kill beat ayen. What I say? Titi. But sisi ade former car for crowd but beat ma wa. Eche. What I say? Where from this guy? MOG
beat here.
Where from him? What I say? Where from him? Where from?
But you dope na or canon. It might not necessarily be you be or fresh. I think maybe our examples now is it can be say you are talking about guys who just came up.
Yeah.
And maybe MOG beat afe no aba or beto Zap Mallet more, beto Kewa more, beto Apietus more. But maybe afe no aba but he's dope. But what must say?
Yeah.
Maybe afe no aba but maybe he's dope.
Yeah.
And I know can know what can say too no. Say afe no aba no everything a factor in the dopeness and also be a original nazo pa.
Oh yeah, and I make say MOG Afian Sawaba. What I say? He is dope. He has add a value to Sarkodie's brand.
Okay.
He has add a value to how do you call it? Shatter's brand. What I say? Shoto has added so many values to Galaxy's brand.
Okay.
You get it? It is with Khalifa, I can say
cannot be a dope artist.
Let's just say Patapa, where from him? Where from Patapa? Put Patapa Numa, Sebio Kafra. A bebu said then
O patches in Yanson Sembili.
Yes,
Sana patches.
Boom, what I say? At the end of the day, he is a dope artist. Even can't say the whole Africa. What I say, engineer Ben a ball beat in the man, producer Ben a ball beat in the man. I don't know if you are getting me.
Yeah, stick I friend saying I was withdrew.
No, no.
That be not minimum.
Inti.
On any problem.
Well,
Mr. Loyalty. Mr. Loyalty.
What she grassy baby? Or she grassy?
Or she chromo over there.
And not says we drew your grassy baby and tin and Kawakra. What I say, but and then Osha, Wama Patapa Jidin, Wama Obia Jidin. If he's trying to say, if you are not
if you want to be a dope
artist, you need a dope producer. I mean, I don't bear with him.
Would you say okay, his name is Spider, and he's a new voice on the show today. He manages Galaxy. He works with Liberty Industries, manufacturers of Keke. And now he's saying that with Khalifa, somehow kind of. And Titina, then your mobile, then we ask, when the ball beating or appears, when the ball beating, now see if it's on your no. I idea. Stay can put in a computer and so I'm far. Artists no still ubenya with dope next level. What do you also think about this? Let's do that on Twitter at Zylofon1021 at Zylofon1021. Give me a mention of Sammy Flex. Let me read them for you. Arnold Mason Evano. Let's analyze this statement or this tweet from Wiz Khalifa, where he's saying that you can't be a dope artist without a dope engineer.
I think what Wiz Khalifa said is absolutely true, 100% true. You can't be a dope artist without a dope engineer. Same way you can't be a dope actor without a dope director. Yes.
You can't be a dope actor
without a dope director. Yes. Let me start from Spider's example. You mentioned MOG. You don't necessarily have to be popular, or you don't necessarily have to have worked with 20 artists before you could be termed a dope producer or engineer. MOG, he came from nowhere. He's been able to give a dope beat for Sack, and Sack has had value out of it. I'm not sure he's only done stuff with Sack alone. Another person is Willie's Beat. He was able to give beats to Shatta, and Shatta made dope songs out of it. So that's a
and
dope.
there's this new guy too called Pac.
He's also doing one.
Yes, he's giving some hit songs to Shatta.
And that's that beat God. You know, new guys who are dope. And one could say, oh, but these artists are already dope before the guys came in. But their beats are also making hits. Look at someone like the guy you mentioned. No, the Tama guy. Kill Beat. Every artist he's done stuff with is dope. I mean, they've blown out of it. Kill Beat is like that guy who will give you the beats that will make you. And so the boys pay whatever he requests. Because you know he's dope engineer. And once he gives you the beat, you become dope too. If you are not ready, you don't go to Kill Beat. Because if you go to him, he will give you what will make you a hit. It's up to you to make the hit out of it with what you put on the beat. Take him out. When Hammer was on top of his game, I'm not saying he's no longer on top of his game, but now he's into bread. When Hammer was Hammer, everybody wanted to associate with Hammer because he's a dope engineer. And he's been able to make dope artists, a lot of them. From Kwakese to Edem to Tiny or Brafo, all these guys. Imagine Hammer wasn't dope, Hammer wasn't good. How we have gotten all these guys? JQ, last time he listed his hits, it was over 200. That's a dope engineer right there. And he gave us dope artists. Quite a lot of them. So you see, you can't separate one from the other. If the engineer or producer is bad, yes, artists can make a hit out of it. But Charlie, for you to consistently make hits from one person, it means the person is doing something good. These newbies could drop a beat for you, you make a hit out of it. But this same guy could drop beats for 5 other people, and they all become hits. If he's not good, I don't think you can fly with his materials. And so yes, you can't be a dope artist when the engine on which you ride is not dope. Artists ride on beats. So if you're an artist that produces your own beat, like the beat maker, that Shatta himself, that means he's equally a good producer, equally a good engineer. Like Galaxy, they produce their own beats. Equally good producers and good engineers. So the two is working for them. When it comes to artists, they are good. When it comes to the beat production, they are equally good. And so you put the two together, they are dope. because Apietus is dope. They would want to go to Zab Mallet when it comes to reggae, because they know reggae, Zab Mallet will kill it. And when you go truly, he will kill it. Unless you don't do your promotion right. But the product itself, anyone who listens to it will know that this is a good product. This is a dope artist. And again, you don't necessarily have to be a hit maker or a popular artist for you to be a dope artist. You could be underground but still dope. Because anytime somebody picks your production, they listen to it and they know this is a good material. What is left is probably marketing. What is left is probably promotion. And if promotion is done right, you could have a hit out of it. So you could be dope but unknown. There are a lot of underground artists who are dope. A lot of underground producers who are dope. What they are probably lacking is the funds to make them global, or is the funds to make them national. But when it comes to the job of production, they are that good. And so if you have the two, underground producer, underground artists coming together, they have good products. Promote it and it's a big bang. How come we now having these Lamem Gang and all these Kwamina MP? Most of them are working with Grand Up Charlie. Most of them are working with underground producers as well. But because the two are dope, they easily break through with the slightest promotion, with the slightest strategic moves. They are breaking through. Even the top guys are going below to the underground guys and taking beats from them. Sack does it all the time. Shatter does it all the time. I'm sure Stonebwoy does it as well. You receive beats from these dope underground producers, and when they add their dopeness as senior artists to it, it just blows. Everybody wants to associate with a dope brand. Okay, so there'll hardly be a dope artist without a touch of a dope producer.
All right, great contribution there coming from Arnold Mains Elevanyo. And let me read this one from a hype man at Michelle Camp. He says, Showers BM also did same for Shatawale, Sarkodie and Donzi, as well as PSA Super, and they got monster hits for all these guys. Okay, thank you. One or two tweets before I move on to Chief Charles. We are analyzing a statement from Wiz Khalifa where he has tweeted that you can't be a dope artist without a dope producer or engineer. Okay, now Ground Up Comedian says, that is Kwame Big Brain on Twitter. It says, Abrasami, I think it is wrong when we say an artist can be dope if he works with a dope engineer. Kwame na MP from nowhere with his own production and own song, and he's one of the biggest artists in Ghana now. Note, the person can be dope but not popular. Yes. Okay, Vincent Kekesis also says, Brasami, about the production, now the industry is accepting creativity, so you can't tell who makes you a dope artist. Okay, now Adam K says, Sammy Flex, tell Galaxy's manager dopeness in this contest means talent. You can be not so dope and still have hit songs. Wiz Khalifa is 100% right. Would you say Kill Beats is better than Hammer even now? Mango Sam says, I think what Wiz Khalifa is talking about is not necessarily making a hit song, but it's about the musical package, directions to make you a complete artist. So I agree with him there. Okay.
That's Wiz Khalifa's opinion. And I wish I have the opportunity of a background as regards what made him make that statement. But I'll just take that statement as a, as a whole, that until you have a dope engineer, you cannot be a dope artist. That is largely wrong. I've always said that there's no formula to making a hit song. And it doesn't matter who played it. There is always that grace factor. Even if it is Tontroa, or in fact, among some of the hits artists or songs, there's something we call intones. And it doesn't matter who played the beat or who mixed it. Sometimes some of these things happen. But largely, if you are looking at international standards, if you are looking at your song getting within a certain pool, if you are looking at your song getting rotation at certain quarters, then you have to work with certain engineers. Bear in mind, not beat producers or beat makers. Let's get the differentiation. There are beat makers. They can play their beats. They can give you dope beats. Sometimes it may take someone like U-Beats to give you the EQs, the reverberation, the proper mix that can make your song, that can make the song come within a certain pool of songs that can get rotations at some places. So that's one who is there. But for a dope artist, I don't know what he means by dope. Dope means that A-list.
Yes.
No. No, dope here doesn't mean A-list or
no,
popular.
But someone who is good, great in your profession.
Yes,
or
great in your profession. Yes, great.
No, when we say it's a slang. When we
yes,
say
dope, you are good.
When we say Charlie, the guy is dope.
He's
He
good.
say Charlie, the guy be great.
He's
A-list. No, don't be underground. You be dope.
No, dope doesn't necessarily mean like top. So, like dope doesn't mean you are super popular. Dope is you are good. You could be good and not known. You are dope. He's a dope presenter. Like he's good.
So boss, you know, sir, there we have some.
Hold it. Please put all your additional comments on your notepad.
Because
I'll come to you.
We need to clear the dope.
I'll come back.
We need to define.
No, we need to do this definition very well.
Yeah, dope is good.
We need to define. Tweeted that you need to become a dope artist.
You need a dope engineer.
You need a dope engineer.
Yes.
We are looking at the truth in this statement. Some people think that, as much as you have the talent, you might get a beat from someone.
And that beat producer is dope.
I'm not holding there.
I'm not done.
Chief, I'm coming back to you.
Okay,
I'm still building a point. So, because I love the commentary from Twitter. I think they are also having different opinions, and I'm enjoying it. So we asking that, do you always need a dope engineer before you can be a dope artist? Now continue. Please allow Chief Charles.
Sammy, same way it has come up before. See, sometimes when you are up and coming or you're underground, some of the dope engineers using this context, you know, the wild engineers, the very good engineers, sometimes they become expensive. And you and I know that as an underground artist or people who are up and coming, a lot of times finances are constraints. So a lot of the times it takes a hungry engineer and a hungry underground
to merge forces
and come up with the best. And it happens all the time. Examples abound everywhere. All these new artists, you know, Kwamina, MP, all these Mole, Tulenke, and all, none of them came from one of the dope engineers we know.
Okay.
So a lot of the times, the circumstances and the situation, and more often, it is when you are hungry that the best of creativity is able to emerge. A lot of the times, when they get comfortable, sometimes you tend to just fit into templates. I've been there and done all. What do you want? You want a reggae artist? You want a reggae beat. So pop, and then you go. But for an underground, or if you like, an engineer who is not so dope, who is not so there, they can take their time. Bear in mind, sometimes some of these dope engineers, when you go there, time is money. You've got to pay for the studio time. So if it's 5 hours, if they have to mix for you, or they have to play beat for you, if your 5 hours is gone, it's gone. Your money is gone. But sometimes when you work with these underground engineers, forget the time, because the guy too wants a hit, so he can come tops. So sometimes, quite honestly, it's advisable to find someone who is as equally hungry as you are. Look, at the time, Oheni Jan, what's his name? Oheni, the video guy. Abraham.
Okay, Abraham Oheni Jan.
At the time became, Obrafwatu had released a song, and he too had just come from London and was looking at putting his trade on the Ghanaian markets. So it was a propitious time for him and Obrafo. He did the video, the Paimuka video for him, and that was it. You know, so sometimes you need a dope engineer, and I don't quite subscribe. I don't agree. Sometimes actually find a hungry young person somewhere in his bedroom or in his garage and work together. I'm sure you make a hit quicker than you can.
Okay, so you don't agree with
not at all.
All right, his name is Chief Charles, and he is also a vocal artist and a teacher. Join us on Twitter at Zylofon1021, and also give me a mention at Sammy Flex. Let me read your tweet. Do you need a dope engineer before you can be a dope artist? I'll be talking to some experienced producers to also contribute to this particular topic before we move on. Yes, okay, let me go on the line before I'll come back to you.
Still move on to work with other dope producers or dope engineers, and this could produce hits. Timbaland, another dope guy. Swiss Beats, dope producers. All these guys are there. Fortunately, they are popular. They are known. But for you to be dope, you just have to be good. You have to be talented. You are a dope presenter. You are talented. You are a dope footballer. You are talented. You are good. So Wiz Khalifa is saying that for you to be a dope artist, you must write on a dope beat. Or you must have someone that gives you dope beats. And these are done by either the producer or the engineer. Yes,
Chief,
Daddy Lumba will make hits because he's been working with dope producers. And you don't need to always have like a 200 dope songs for you to be called a dope artist. Once you are good and you can produce, you don't necessarily have to be popular. Just give me a good beat. With that beat, I also add my dope words on it or dope lyrics on it, and I make a hit song. Let's come back to Hammer. Hammer is dope, and so he produced a lot of dope artists. And these guys were dope in their own rights. They were all not known. When Kwakesi broke from Hammer, he wasn't known. When Eden broke from Hammer, he wasn't known. But because they are also good or talented artists, into brackets, dope, they were able to complement the beats that the dope producer gave them. And they all became huge. Hammer made them. In return, they also made Hammer. You get me? When we mention Hammer, these are the names we associate to him. When we mention these guys, Hammer is the producer we associate to them. So dope here that Wiz Khalifa is saying doesn't mean that you only have to work with popular engineers for you to become known. Or you only don't have to work with underground engineers for you to become known. You only have to work with good engineers. And that is dope. Whether popular or not, work with good engineers. So for you to be a good artist, you must be working with good producers or good engineers. In other words, for you to be known as an established or good artist, work with good producers, work with good engineers. And that's dope that he means.
Thank you so much, Arnold Mensah Elevanyo. I'll still be coming to you, Chief Charles. Please put your notes on your notepad. I'll still be coming to you, as well as Spider. I'll be coming to you. It is becoming an industry issue now. I'll be reading comments from music producer Ruru as well. But then on the line right now, we have Hammer. Hammer is on the line. First of all, let's say congratulations to Hammer. We read in the news that he is now the Chief Marketing Officer for Fiat Africa. Hammer, can you confirm that for us?
Yes, that's true.
Oh, okay. Congratulations. So what will be your core duties as the Chief Marketing Officer at Fiat Africa?
I'm taking Fiat. I'm making Fiat popular again.
Oh, I see. And so many people are saying, yes, you got that deal out of your exploits at A1 Bread.
I guess so, yeah.
Wow, okay, congratulations. Now, let's go to business. Why my producer, Ashley, Mr. Massive called you. Yes, we've seen a tweet from Wiz Khalifa saying that you can't be a dope artist without a dope engineer. And we want to analyze this, even in our setting here in Ghana, that is this dope engineer. That is what he used. Yes. So we are having this discussion that really, does it always matter that, okay, before you can be seen as a great artist, you also need a dope engineer or a dope producer to work on your works?
I think people are confusing the dope to be popular.
Exactly.
It is not popular. Dope is somebody who does something you like. I mean, dope is dope. It doesn't mean that the person is known or the person is not known. It just means that the person is great. It's relative too, because if I had produced another artist with the beats I gave of Bradford for Painuka, let's say I produced a gospel artist with those beats, I wouldn't have been a dope producer in people's eyes. It's a marriage between producer and artist, the perfect marriage. So basically, as a producer, what he means is that you need a connection with the right producer or the right artist. So the two people have to have a chemistry. So that's why a lot of artists, victories are affiliated with some producers. It is because they found the perfect producer for their work. There are perfect guys out there, there are good producers out there, but they might not be good for your work. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not about being popular or anything like that. It's about finding the producer who understands you. Recently, I made a post. I took a photo with Peter King, and I made a post under it saying that I always have respect It is because when you have that connection, both of you are going to have a good run. You know, before you put me on, somebody was talking about artists also making producers. Yes, it's true. Because your prowess can be only exposed by a good artist. You know, so if the artist knows how to write on your work, you will be known because you will make your work sound good. And if vice versa, you know what I'm saying? So it is very, very it's your affiliation, it is your chemistry, and it's not like the quote unquote a popular producer or a known producer. It's just somebody who understands your work, and you, the artist, you understand the producer's work. So I have such a relationship with, I guess, Obrafo. When Obrafo is very comfortable in my space, when he gets into my studio, he doesn't have to make an effort. Looking in my face, me looking in his face, he knows what I'm thinking, I know what he's thinking. You know, so it's very easy for that connection to manifest a hit. You know, so it's like that.
Thank you so much, Hammer, for sharing your time with us. We appreciate your time. All right, so let me now move on to Chief Charles. Chief Charles has also been itchy to say something.
Hammer has reverberated. You know, you need a synergy with the producer. Like he said, it's a perfect marriage, and that's why I said you find a hungry producer, and if you're as hungry as the person, the two of you can create a magic, and it always works. But coming back to the use of the word dope. You know, I think
let's do more explanation on the word dope. In fact, this dope word here is a slang.
It's a slang.
Yeah.
But then it means greatness.
Yes.
Good. For me, for me, I think Arnold is watering it down. If you say good.
Oh, what is watering it down? Dope means great.
I allowed you. I allowed you. I think he's watering it down.
Chief Charles, I don't run my show with noise. One after the other. Let's educate
so I'm
people.
saying, I'm not sure.
No.
I'm saying that Arnold is watering dope down. For me, dope is a slang. And if you say someone is dope, it doesn't mean the person is just good. Good is the normal. Oh, the guy is good. But when we go on to say, the guy be dope, it's a slang, the guy be dope. It means that the person is above the average. The person is above good. That's when we use the word, the guy is dope. But if you're saying that dope just means the guy is good, then it means that every producer is dope. That's what you're trying to say. But for me, the slang dope means that the person is above the average. And for me, I guess that's what Wiz Khalifa is pointing at. You should find a producer who is above the average. If it's good, everybody can do it. But the person must be dope means that the person has to be above the average.
That is very true.
For me, I think that's the definition. Let's define the dope very well. So it means that you find a producer who is great at what they do. And of course, I do agree that it doesn't necessarily have to be a popular person. But again, if the person is great, if the person is above the average, obviously, the person will be popular because the person would have gone on to do so many good works.
Yeah, you achieve laurels.
You achieve laurels. Because I don't see, if you are above the average, I don't see how you'll be under the water. If you are above the average, and it means that if you are dope, you would have done A, B, C, D, and which would have put you, on a better pedestal.
Okay.
So for me, I don't think that dope just means good. Dope means above the average.
Thank you so much, Charles.
Now he's speaking my language.
Let me read some one or two comments before I come to Spider. And I'm reading this one from Roro. Roro says, "Boss, dope doesn't necessarily mean popular. So an underground artist and an underground producer can both be dope if they understand what they are doing.
Yes.
But you definitely need a dope engineer who understands frequencies for a proper final production."
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Roro, for this information. Now, Nyame is also an artist. He gave us Landlord about you said. He says, "Boss, Arnold is very right too. Chief Charles doesn't really understand the topic. Someone can be doper than Kiwa Hillbeat, Hammer, JQ, etc., and still be underground.
Yes.
Plus, where from all the so-called dope producers, they were all from underground with their dopeness. So I know this, right? Yes, Spider, my memory on channel. Yeah, rap.
I say really. I say can't be a dope artist without a dope engineer. I believe say if a production will come out, it passes through a process and send back out. For example, to say Coke Kese, a beba out in a bottle, a tadrifa baby, ginger fa baby, it's about an eye dope, na a Coke. But no, any papa. I'm saying this based on artist ni engineer. Or say it can't be a dope artist without working with a dope engineer. But I say, Ura studio artist ni engineer na but a new member outer, the credit number artist. What I say, but behind it, no, ebia engineer no so abwa artist no, artist no so abwa engineer no make man
contribution.
What I say, for example, D crime. When you need Ura studio, who you dope engineer crana. I bet you say, but tone way, you see. Sometimes so engineer be to make us say, oh, yembo way, yembo say. Adventure and about once a production about. You see, so or can say can't be a dope artist without working with a dope engineer. I mean, I'm saying say he doesn't know what he's saying.
Yeah.